Hello, welcome back to Europa Universalis 3, where a few decades, I believe, have gone by without anything major happening. But something major is about to happen because our dear ally Hungary just started a war with Bosnia, it seems. And the Ottomans and Wallachia and the Papal State. What? Why are they? No. They're not allied? Hungary, Burgundy, and Pomerania. Hopefully it's not against the Ottomans too, it's just against Bosnia, which is just a minor power with 3 provinces, and Wallachia, I think, is these two. And I wouldn't particularly mind getting dragged into a war here, because, you know, a little bit of extra attention is worth keeping an ally and building up trust, but they also are at war with the Papal States because they are allied with Bosnia, so that's not too great, because, you know, I would like to be in good relations with the Papal State, you know? Because, you know, I want influence and all. Currently, England is in control. Well, guess we'll need to build those relations up again at some point. Anyway, let's get in this. Nation of Hungary, a faithful allies, requesting to come to aid in their conflict against Bosnia. This is a war that they have started. Bosnia is allied with Wallachia. The Papal State. Hungary has been warned by the Ottomans, so they may intervene. So apparently it's also against the Ottomans, but their war capacity is already dropped significantly. Odd. Well, we also have Burgundy and Pomerania on our side, which is interesting to say the least. Anyway, we can technically go there by marching through Pomerania, Neumark, and Bohemia. We can just access Hungary. Not entirely certain if I want to send all of my army there. Also need to increase my maintenance ASAP. Give me a sec. Alright, so much about getting a little bit more money out of the auto out of this. Alright. So do I want to keep some here? Do I go and attack at all? I think I should go and attack, you know, because practice. It's a terrible reason to go to war, but we're there anyway. Yeah, let's actually go down there all this way. Not particularly fond of it. I could also activate my fleet and, you know, block the ports of Papal State, but well, actually, our relations haven't suffered quite as much. I mean, we are at war, so they'll slowly suffer, but they haven't dropped significantly, at least. Interesting. Negative honored a military alliance with Ottomans. Well, they're far away, so I'm not too concerned about that. However, I am going to move up our fleet into the southern Baltic Sea. They shouldn't deteriorate here because these are home waters, but just in case one of them has fleets and wants to send troops to homelands, we can just block them up, hopefully. Unless they send lots of fleets. Deccan is also honored the military alliance. This is gonna be a mess of a war really soon. I'd consider sending more troops down there, but we'll see. Apparently we lost this first fight. With we, I mean Hungary lost the first fight. However, they have a second army too. I don't think we can get there in time to help them out, but we can try. That army has been wiped out. I don't think anyone can reach us. It's a little bit dangerous because, you know, Poland and Lithuania might decide this is a really great time to attack, which it really is. But maybe can figure something out down here. Also, the second army isn't doing too well. Though they were in a defensive position. Let's help them out. I think we decided to come down here. They have a negative because of terrain and crossing. We won. Where are they going? Back to us. No, that's Hungary army. The Ottomans are going to Serbia, so we need to continue to follow them in order to wipe them out, hopefully. Yes, that's one army less. Fewer, sorry. One army fewer. Now we're gonna try and take care of the Bosnian armies. We could engage the Ottoman army here, but they have a lot of cavalry, which is a little bit worrisome. So wait, need to slow this down, because on January 3rd, those are gonna move out, and then I also want to immediately move to their position, because I have no business being in Dalmatia, because I wanted to engage that army. The AI, if it's one thing that the AI is really great at, it's, you know, finding openings to just not engage. But I've been in this situation before. So we wiped those out. Could technically siege someone, but question is, what do we particularly gain from doing so? So here's the following problem. We have the main army in the field, but we can't make separate pieces with anyone other than the main combatant. If we were Hungary, we could just go after the smaller enemies one by one, knock them out of the war with some minor concessions, and then deal with the Ottomans. Sadly, we cannot. And also, us taking control of provinces doesn't help the war effort much, because if Hungary wants to annex something, they need to also control it, and we don't need to be in control of it. So there's that. The only one we can make any sort of peace terms with is the Ottomans, because they're the leader of their alliance. So if we want to get anything going, we do really need to knock on the Ottomans instead of anyone else. So one thing we might want to do is to take up a position in Serbia. They're also gonna field some new infantry here pretty soon. We could maybe take it out. Also, if they decide to go down here, we might be at enough of an advantage to be successfully able to engage them there. Could also try and go for their second army too, but I would really like to see some backup from Hungary first. Because they started this, you know, they also be able to do something about these armies that are everywhere. They wanted this war. I didn't particularly ask for it. I mean, I'm willing to help, obviously, but not like I'm willing to throw lots of my money at it. Well, take care of that. Now we can siege Serbia. If they decide to flee south, then we can stop them. Also, Transylvania has been taken control of, which is not too great, because it drives up war exhaustion of Hungary. Also, it's not particularly good for our percentage indicator. But maybe their army can move down and, you know, take care of it. They have issues with tender uprisings. Maybe we could also deal with that, but, you know, we're already busy. Kinda. Could maybe recruit some small regiments and send them down here, but I really prefer if I just didn't have to invest much money into this. Why are you attacking that? Goddess? Should have noticed that earlier. I'm at a disadvantage because I'm probably gonna have crossing and terrain modifiers. Only terrain, not crossing, alright. Might be able to deal with this then. We're kind of Hungary just losing another army yet again. We're going to Serbia, right. You still need to follow that. Hungary needs to clean up behind us. They have a large army over there too, so if they could just put up some siege units and take care of the Wallachian army before it does more harm, that would be great. We're gonna keep the Ottomans in check. Possible holding position in Serbia, we can probably stop most of the reinforcements getting anywhere. The niche. So is still not entirely wiped out. So Hungary is taking back Banat, okay. Pennsylvania. We'll have an incursion back there. Is Serbia? For whatever reason. Ah, because we're moving out. I see. Whoa, where are these guys coming from all of a sudden? Oh shit, not good. We're -4, yeah, fuck me. Yeah, we don't have to see that fight, but let's take a look at it regardless. Gonna go horribly wrong soon, though. We're all holding, but we're losing way too many people. And they afford so many friggin' cavalry, it's bloody ridiculous. But we need to disengage ASAP. They're partially going to Kosovo, partially going to Serbia, so I think the best bet would be to head to Bulgaria and, you know, regroup somewhere, because our army is close to failing entirely. Not sure how we won this, but I'm also not entirely certain how they are able to afford armies like that. I mean, they are a bigger country than we are, but damn, we've already taken out like more than our own size of more than our own army can hold. So that's a little bit ridiculous, if you ask me. Anyway, we can probably deal with the local uprising in Carpathia. We're getting some reinforcements there, you know. Give people some time off. Meanwhile, probably they're gonna take care of Hungary's army, though. Another thing we could do is to just join them. You know, superior numbers is not bad. They do have 20 guys there in the field right now. And also apparently Burgundy is coming in from the west now. Good. We don't particularly see what's happening there. They have a larger army back at home. Multiples, actually, but apparently they haven't found a way to get all of them over here. Probably they brought those over by ship, apparently. Anyway, I think we're going to stick with the Carpathia plan for now. I do need to keep in mind that I might want to some more paintings. Cultural tradition up. I have some pretty awesome advisors now. I kind of started to invest cultural tradition again to even better advisors, and they're They're really awesome, you know? Just as I mentioned, one of our advisors, Ludwig von Autenburg, has published the crowning achievement of his literary career, The Spirit of Laws. This monumental work has been celebrated for 3 of its numerous theories: classification of governments, the influence on politics, and the most important one, the theory of separation of powers. We can either get 2 stability, which we don't really need, but government tech investment for 6 years. Or we can gain prestige, which we have more of, and the same government tech investment. Well, his reputation will reach further than our own borders. We don't really need the stability right now. These events can sometimes happen when you have really exceptionally great advisors. Next one I'd probably replace would be our land tech investment guy. Maybe we can also get a 5 or even 6-star guy there. So apparently they're dealing with the Wallachian army too. Gonna deal with these uprisings here now. Where are they going on? Latium, so apparently they also want to deal with the uprising, I guess. Army reformer has died. Didn't I just say I wanted to replace him? He heard that and then, oh no, he's gonna replace me! Okay, sure. I'm gonna hire just the same guy again, I believe. Culture and army tradition, yeah. Gonna be the most amazing guy. Level 4 again, well. Hire him regardless. We got peace offers. I want to know all treaties with Sweden and we'll pay money. No. Why would we want to do that? This war's still undecided. I mean, we're not in the most amazing position ever. Why are you going here? Your army back there is just about to be attacked. Apparently I need to do all... apparently I need to do everything here. We're not entirely back up, but if we don't start marching over there now... Probably still gonna be too late. Unless they go there immediately. Well... Just gonna follow that army. If they move out, we move out too. Not sure why they move up, why they move this over here as well. Can take care of this. Oh well, it's not going too well. Also because we have a really large army here, we're kind of losing people just because we're all standing on the same freaking spot. For no reason. Well, if you want to continue the siege, I guess we can just go somewhere else. Much about the Carpathia plan. Guess we're better suited helping them. Hungary accepted peace with Bosnia, okay. As I said, because they're kind of our alliance leaders, they can make separate peace with everyone on the same side. We can only make peace with the Ottomans. Oh well. But with our own forces being here as well, we have a large enough army to stop them should they attack us. Probably not the other way around, but we can keep them back here. The nobility during this period still record the days when the king was just the first among many nobles. The nobility wanted to return to these days and would frequently pressure the king to regain to regain certain lost rights or privileges. Now you can forget about that. Not gonna get any decentralization gain. Decentralization is kind of a bad stat in most cases, and I've worked quite hard to get to centralization just a bit in the meantime. So I'm not gonna turn back to decentralization again. Not just because they asked nicely, you know? Alright, could you send that way too large army down here, you know, and help out the real enemy? I mean, this Pretender Uprising, it's serious stuff, you know? Pretender Uprisings, but, you know, don't need to have your large army there. Really. I guess we can also... Siege is over. They're going to Transylvania. I guess we're just gonna follow them. Other than that, we could support Burgundy down here, so in case they get attacked, they have better odds. That seems like a better plan because I'm not entirely sure what that army is about to do. Not gonna follow their army to Serbia though, I believe. Could knock some of them out, but confident in that. Guess we can set in a course. One thing you can do is set in a course, and then you can still stop it before you actually go there, and you have, you know, no delay in getting back to the place where you just were. So if I were to see that those started to move here, and I could just still stop doing that. But this way I can just go through with it. Why'd they follow me too? They attach themselves to us. Did they just consider, you know, going to Serbia would be a better option at this point? Because it's not. I was pretty sure they would stay there and continue the freaking siege, but I guess I was wrong. They stopped moving again. Take care of the siege then. The Papal State has an army there. Oh yay. Hungary should win this. And they're kind of going the same place where this army is, so it should dissolve at some point. So could you bring your big army down here, please? Really bothering me that it's up there. But we're almost back to full strength with our army. Good. Just some more magistrates again. Not like I have any money to spend on building stuff anyway at the moment. At the moment we're just focused on that war. Not entirely sure what we're getting out of this war, which is always a bad sign, you know, if you go to war and all you're trying to get out of it at this point is, you know, to maintain the status quo, keep Hungary as an ally without hopefully losing anything in the process. And in my book, that's kind of a war you don't really want to fight in the first place. So that army's on the move though, so they're starting to siege Wallachia. Not too bad of an idea if they manage to successfully siege both these provinces. They could knock Wallachia out of the war, which would further reduce the amount of opposition that we have. Why am I already at 93% war capacity? I don't entirely get that. I mean, my manpower is dwindling because I lost a big army and I don't really have that much manpower each month. And we saved up some during the past few years, but we are overstretching ourselves a bit, just a little. But the army's full back up again. Burgundy also made a pretty decent fight there. Still standing in Serbia, even though they were outnumbered. But we've been there too. Currently our units are just a little bit better. That Hungary didn't seem to apparently have gotten that particular memo. And the Carpathians are uprising again. Why? Jesus, man. The core province of his, why is that uprising? Ukraine consider this part of it core provinces, but it's a little bit ridiculous. Currently, I do need to build another backup army home, because I'm just seeing that Samogitia for some reason is starting to get a higher chance of peasant uprisings. So we do need to have some forces here. My recruitment center was Memo. Well, let's at least do like one regiment, maybe a regiment of knights. We're not at our supply limit. Well, then we're gonna recruit knights. They're not moving. Weird. So they're going back to deal with the uprising, I suspect. So is another peace offer? No, we're gonna pay 133 ducats. We don't even have that kind of money. I'm not sure why we want to pay ducats. Also, we haven't been doing this so badly. I should probably try and push to, you know, just gain one province, just to gain control of one province, so that I have a reason to back out of the war and just say, you know, here, just give me some money and you'll be done with me, instead of trying to improve Hungary's position too much. But we'll see. Part's not going too badly. Orissa has a separate peace with the Ottomans. Who's Orissa? No idea who Orissa was. Apparently it was a minor power. I was fighting on all sides. Wallachia has accepted peace with Hungary. Full annexation. Yay. Good for you. Good for you, my ally. Alright. So Wallachia is out of the war, so that wasn't particularly bad what they did there. We still need to deal with the Ottomans though. Siege of Banat is almost over. Possible that I could go over to Osijek and defeat the army there. Definitely if I get some support, you know, from Hungary, who now seem to be going on the offensive. So maybe I just want to flip the province back and then have another go at Serbia. Nope. Siege of almost a year. So they're going over to Transylvania for whatever reason. What reason could they possibly have to go over there? I don't really know, but who has cores on this? Wallachia, Serbia has cores. Well, Wallachia doesn't exist anymore. So one thing I could do is try and bring Wallachia back into existence. Looks like my best option is to go and siege Serbia. Hungary seems to have a numerical advantage at this point. Just barely though. Why did you move out of Serbia? That's the Burgundy army that was just there earlier, but they've apparently moved somewhere else. For no real reason that I can fathom, at least. Weird. Ottomans accepted peace with Hungary. White peace. Well, if that's how you wanted to play that, fine. I mean, it is kind of maintain status quo, plus Hungary gain control of Wallachian territory, which they don't have a core on. We'll probably have to deal with revolts, but technically we kind of managed to get through this war without too much issues, other than that my manpower is really low now. I need military access, man. We're allied. Why being allied doesn't just imply military access is beyond me. Because how am I supposed to defend them when I can't just go through their territory? Seems unreasonable to me. Anyway, we can help deal with the uprisings on our way. Ukrainian nationalists. Everyone apparently is currently trying to get their piece of it, but Hungary still has all its army mobilized, so probably not going to result in anything. Alright, that was that. Now we can go back to paying our army less. And hopefully get some more money. Oh well, we didn't particularly gain anything from this. Our ally did. Not sure the knights will just be able to deal with the peasant uprising. Gonna save before doing that. I mean, my army is on the way back, but you know, you never know. Going back on the offensive down there costs us a lot of manpower though, because it's quite a lot of people. Damn. Well, we won that fight. Oh, building up the manpower pool again is gonna be painful, because in the next years we're just gonna, you know, build up our armies to pre-war strength. It's almost at a point where I would consider consolidating regiments, because you can consolidate regiments to the point where you just merge our understrength regiments to create full strength regiments, because right now I'm paying for 12 regiments while only really having 7, you know? I would have to invest money to rebuild them, but I think that's fine with me, to be honest. So we won that. Let's just all meet in Warmia. And we'll consolidate the regiments and call it a day for now. Would appreciate if we would not get dragged into wars like this anytime soon again, but who knows? Trust is also a very important thing in this game. People don't trust you to uphold their word. This is not good. When did Silesia come into existence? Didn't notice that it existed. If it did exist. It's a vassal of Austria. Okay, that's a problem, kinda. Might be an interesting ally, to be honest, but they are one of the greatest and richest men of the Teutonic Order has died without an heir. He's a well-known patron of religion and the arts. Well, but the state really needs the money, so I'm sorry. We don't really particularly need a theologian, artist, or philosopher at the moment, so we're just gonna appropriate the money, I'm afraid. And technically I would also get some money when they get hired, but not 44 ducats. Right? How much money does that make? You know, hire some... 10. Depends on what level there are, to be honest. If we're high enough level, we might just get some decent money out of it, but no, the state needs the friggin' money. Apologies. Just been through a war, so we're gonna do that and then consolidate the regiments. So right now we're down to 6 cavalry, to 6 infantry, 2 cavalry regiments. An alliance offer from who? Zaporoshi. Interesting. Allied with Novgorod, which we're not allied with, but no problem. They're busy fighting other wars apparently. They are kicking the Golden Horde's ass as far as I can tell. I'm not entirely sure if it's good or not, because at some point they might just turn their attention to us and we might have a problem. Anyway, they have a Reconquest casus belli on Lithuania and Poland, which might just give us a way to deal with them. Because we need to get into a war without, you know, provoking it ourselves. That would be kind of ideal, you know? We want to go to war, but we don't want to appear to be a warmonger, you know? The usual. And by being allied with them, sure, we might get dragged into a war we don't want against whomever, but they do already have a powerful ally. So if they start a war, not only would we be participating in that, but also Novgorod would be participating in that, and they share a border with Lithuania. So I think it's an interesting proposition, to be honest. I think I'm gonna take it. Alright. But I guess this is enough of an episode for now. We consolidated our armies, we were participating in a war that kind of went so-so. I mean, it went reasonably well for Hungary, I admit. For us, well, we lost a lot of manpower, but we did just gain another decent enough ally in just the right position to, you know, get some handle on our 2 main problems, which is Poland and Lithuania, I'm afraid. So, I'm gonna stop the recording for now. I'll get you back into it when something interesting has happened, which I suspect is gonna be pretty soon. So, take care. Have a good one.